Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the JISH Learn English Podcast. I'm Shaylin. In the last video, we learned 15 two-word short questions. As I explained there, native speakers often use these short questions in conversation. A question with just 2 words doesn't clearly tell us what it wants to ask, so we need context to understand it. If we don't know the meaning, it can be confusing. So today, let's cover 15 more two-word questions in this podcast. Before we move forward, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's start with "we good?" It is used to check if everything is okay between people or if there is no problem or misunderstanding. It doesn't mean good in a moral sense. Here, good means okay, fine, or settled. When you hear "we good?", understand that the speaker is asking, "Is everything okay?" or "Are we all right now?" For example, after a small disagreement, someone might say, "Sorry if that sounded rude," and you can reply, "Yeah, we good?" to check that there are no hard feelings. In another situation, if someone says, "I sent you the files yesterday, we good?" they are checking if everything is fine and no further action is needed. In both cases, "we good?" is a casual, friendly way to confirm that everything is okay. Let's move on to "where to?" It is used to ask about a destination, and it has the same meaning as "where are we going?" or "where do you want to go?" When you hear "where to," understand that the speaker is asking for the place or direction, usually in a quick and casual way. For example, when you get into a taxi, the driver may ask, "Where to know your destination. In another situation, if you are with friends and someone says, "Let's go," you can reply, "Where to ask where the plan is. In both cases, "where to" is a natural, everyday way to ask about a destination without using a full sentence. Let's take a look at "say what?" It is used when you don't hear something clearly or when something surprises you. "Say what" means, "Can you repeat that?" or "Did I hear that correctly?" When you hear this question, understand that the speaker is either confused or surprised by what was just said. For example, if someone says, "I'm quitting my job tomorrow," and you reply, "Say what?" you are showing surprise and asking them to repeat or explain what they just said. In this case, it doesn't mean you are angry or rude, it simply shows that the information was unexpected or unclear. Now, let's talk about "you in?" It is used to ask if someone wants to join an activity or agrees to be part of a plan. It has the same meaning as "Do you want to join?" or "Are you participating?" When you hear "you in," understand that the speaker is inviting you to take part in something. For example, if a friend says, "We're going out for dinner tonight," and then asks, "You in?" they are checking if you want to come along. In this case, the question is friendly, informal, and expects a simple yes or no answer. Next up is "you coming?" It is used to ask if someone will join or follow you to a place or event. It has the same meaning as "Are you coming?" but sounds more natural and casual in everyday conversation. When you hear "you coming?", understand that the speaker is checking your intention or reminding you to join them. For example, if friends are about to leave and one person says, "We're heading out now," and then asks, "You coming?" they want to know if you are coming with them. In this case, the question is friendly and informal, and a short answer like "yeah" or "in a minute" is enough. Now, let's look at "what's up?" It is used as a casual greeting or to ask how someone is doing or what is happening at the moment. It does not usually ask for a detailed answer, it simply opens a conversation in a friendly way. When you hear "what's up?", understand that the speaker is saying something similar to "how are you?" or "what's going on?" For example, when you meet a friend and they say, "Hey, what's up?", you can reply with something simple like "not much" or "all good." In this case, the question is relaxed, informal, and used to start a conversation. Let's move on to you mad? It is used to ask if someone is angry or upset, usually because of something that just happened. It has the same meaning as are you angry or are you upset with me? When you hear you mad, understand that the speaker is checking the other person's feelings. For example, if you cancel a plan and notice the other person is being quiet, you might ask, you mad? To see if they are upset. In this case, the question is informal and direct, and it can sound caring or concerned depending on your tone. Let's talk about so what. It is used to show that something is not important or doesn't change the situation. So what means why does this matter or why should I care? When you hear so what, understand that the speaker is saying the information has no real effect. For example, if someone says, I'm 5 minutes late, and the other person replies, so what? It means the delay is not a problem and nothing changes because of it. In this case, so what can sound casual or even a little rude, so tone and situation are very important when using it. Let's look at who cares. It is used to show that something is not important or doesn't matter to the speaker. Who cares means it's not important or nobody is worried about this. When you hear who cares, understand that the speaker is dismissing the topic. For example, if someone says, people might judge us for leaving early, and the other person replies, who cares? It means their opinion doesn't matter. This question can sound casual, but it can also feel rude or insensitive, so tone and situation are very important when using it. Let's look at how so. It is used to ask for an explanation or clarification. How so means how is that true, or can you explain that? For example, if someone says, this job is actually easier than it looks, and you reply, how so? You are asking them to explain their reason. In this case, the question sounds curious and thoughtful, not rude, and it invites the other person to give more details. Let's talk about who's in. It is used to ask who wants to join an activity or plan. Who's in means who wants to participate or who is agreeing to this. When you hear who's in, understand that the speaker is inviting you to be part of something. For example, if someone says, we're ordering pizza and watching a movie, and then asks, who's in? They are checking who wants to join. In this case, the question is friendly, informal, and often used with groups. Let's move on to, you serious? It is used to express surprise or disbelief and to check if someone really means what they just said. It has the same meaning as, are you serious? But sounds more casual and conversational. When you hear, you serious? Understand that the speaker is asking if the statement is true. For example, if someone says, I'm leaving the country next week, and you reply, you serious? You are showing surprise and asking them to confirm what they just said. In this case, the question is informal and the tone usually shows shock or curiosity, not anger. Let's talk about you ready? It is used to check if someone is prepared to start or leave. It has the same meaning as are you ready, but sounds more casual and natural in everyday conversation. When you hear you ready, understand that the speaker is asking if everything is set. For example, if people are about to leave for an event and one person asks, you ready? They want to know if the other person is prepared to go. In this case, the question is informal and usually expects a short answer like yeah or almost. Let's talk about any luck. It is used to ask whether someone was successful in doing something they tried to do today. Any luck means did it work or were you successful? When you hear any luck, understand that the speaker is checking the result of an effort. For example, if someone was trying to contact a client and comes back, you might ask, any luck? To see if they were able to reach them. In this case, the question sounds natural, supportive, and informal. So friends, these were 15 more two-word questions that native speakers use all the time in conversations. Even though they are very short, they carry a lot of meaning, and understanding them depends on the context, tone, and situation. When you get familiar with these questions, English conversations start to feel much easier and more natural. You don't always need long sentences to communicate effectively. Sometimes just two simple words are enough to ask, check, or show curiosity. I want you to reflect a little. Which of these questions do you hear most in real life? Or which one felt new or a bit confusing to you? Share your answers in the comments. I'd love to see what you think. If you like my teaching, please like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends or anyone else who is learning English. It would mean a lot to me. See you all in the next episode. Till then, keep learning, keep practicing, and most importantly, take care of yourself. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.